just got back today from giving some quotes in Hambleton, which is rather leafy, as you can see. I do this enclave of sort of converted barns, if you like. They're obviously ex-barns that have been converted into houses. Because it's so rural around here, once one person on that enclave saw that I was offering that service, everybody else jumped on the bandwagon because not many people come around here. But yeah, a lady saw me clean windows on this little enclave and she's asked me to go and give her a quote. So I've just gone and done that. But those types of situations where you've been out there, you've done the job for someone else potentially, and then what's happened is someone's seen you do the job and has said, oh, could you possibly come and give us a quote? And I'll just say, yeah, have you got an address and a phone number? And they'll hand it over and they'll say, right, I'll give you a call in a bit. As soon as I've got done, I'll come and give you a quote. Perfect. And she'll go about her day, you go about yours. I would call that a warmed up contact. That's a warmed up lead, if you like. That person obviously wants my services. We're just now going to haggle over price. Those are the easiest types of quotes to convert. And obviously, aside from that, we've got a website where people who are actively looking for what we offer will Google window cleaner near me or window cleaner Blackpool area sort of thing. We will come up on that list somewhere around the top, or somewhere on that list. Someone will click on us and say, can you come and give us a price, etc. Those are really easy, I find, to convert, because that person, it's clear they want your services. They have dirty windows, you are the solution to that problem. Can you come and give me a price? Bang. It's dead simple. But there is another type of sales which, more often than not, people new to being self-employed, no matter what business it is, will have to master. And that is ultimately speculative quotes. You approaching the customer. Those quotes, or those types of interactions, if you like, okay, they are a bit more challenging. Because, believe it or not, the world does not revolve around me or my business. And there are more people out there that couldn't give a rat's ass about my service than there are people that do care about it. So you almost talk yourself into a position where you have to go out there, in the very beginning, you have to go out there and find people who are interested in what you have to offer. I don't see it necessarily now as pitching. It's just having a conversation. Take the pressure off yourself and just regard it as a conversation. That's all it is. And when you say conversation, when you say pitch, you think of, this is me, this is what I do, buy my shit, and just, broadcast it to whoever will listen. When you pitch, it's one way. It's you trying to sell someone else. But when you regard it as a conversation, it's a two-way interaction. A two-way interaction is a lot better, because you ultimately, yes, you have a service that you want to sell. Yes, you want that person as a customer, or people like it, okay? But ultimately, you might turn around and say, oh, actually, I have a service to offer. That person might not be interested in your services. So it's gathering information, isn't it? Once you have information, you can make a more informed sort of, or more tailored approach, can't you? So in the early days, I used to take my daughter around, both my girls, me, Nicole, and the kids. What we would do sometimes is, on our way to the beach or something like that, we would drop leaflets through doors. But very occasionally, what I would do is I would have a leaflet in my hand and I would go knocking on doors. Because I wanted to work in that area. I wanted certain houses in that area a certain distance from my house. So I had to approach these people. And again, I just regarded it as a conversation. In the same way that when I was in the Army Reserve, I had to try and convince people to join the Army Reserve and stuff like that, or stuff like, and it's not a case of selling necessarily. It's a case of having a conversation, you know. Someone that might not necessarily have thought that they would want that service or something like that. It's not really your job to convince people. It's a case of showing them what you have to offer, and those that are interested will buy, and those that aren't won't. In regard what you do in terms of sales as conversation, and you'll probably find that your closing rate, if you like, will improve. Hi, my name is Chris. I run a local window cleaning business in the local area. I was just wondering if you need a window cleaner. Yes, no, indifferent, whatever. And I've had a variety of responses. Everything from people sort of saying, oh, actually, yeah, brilliant, fantastic. And then, you know, at the other end of the extreme, I've had people turn around and tell me to go off. Not many, I would hasten to add. But, again, it's one of those, isn't it? It's a case of, if you approach most people in good faith and just say, look, I own a local window cleaning business, and I was just wondering if you need your windows cleaning. Okay. If the person says yes, just sort of say to them, so can I just take a quick look and all that sort of stuff? Certainly, yeah, no dramas. You go and have a look, give them a price, they will agree to it, or they won't. Go from there. That's a relatively easy interaction. If they turn around and say, oh, we've already got someone, I simply say, right, no dramas. You know, here's my card. If they let you down, just bear us in mind, we are local, we are really reliable, and I'm sure we can sort you out. Speak to you later, and walk on. If they turn around and say, you know, oh, I'm not interested, sort of thing, I'll say, oh, no dramas, thank you for your time, I'll speak to you later, bye, and just walk on. And again, the biggest thing about it is not taking rejection too personally. It's just a conversation. That's all it is. It's not rocket science. It's not trying to turn rocks into gold. It's not black magic. It's literally, you know, a conversation. The more conversations you have with people, the more interactions that you have, you know, the more different responses that you have, the higher your level of confidence will come as a result of those interactions. And the more times you go through that scenario, the more comfortable you are going to be when you have to do it for real. And this is no different in talking to people about your business. I made a conscious effort when I was starting my business, and I made the same mistake that most people do when they start their business. Every person with a pulse is a potential customer. They just don't know it yet. And I would talk to people randomly, you know, left, right, and Chelsea, and all this sort of stuff. I would embarrass myself. I'll hold my hand up. I have made an absolute tit of myself in the past by talking about my business at the most inopportune times. Proper cringeworthy. But it's a lesson, isn't it? It's a learning lesson. And the reality is that it's a lesson learned. But that lesson's only been learned because I've done it. And because I've done it a handful of times, and I've realised, actually, Chris, you're making a bit of a tit yourself here. You probably want to stop. You know what I mean? Or change or moderate your behaviour. You know what I mean? How you talk and who you talk to, and, you know, do a bit more listening than you do talking and all that sort of stuff, you know. And once you look at it like that, sales isn't that scary. Take the pressure off yourself. Don't think of it as you have to sell. You have to hit a certain target. You're not going home until you've signed 3 houses. Which I've done. I've done that. I've said to myself at one point, to my wife's dismay, I would go out and I would not come home until I had 3 houses. And on the face of it, it sounds like a good idea. Because if by that token, then we'll find that you get 3 houses a day. That's 15 jobs a week and all this sort of stuff. And I'm sure you could close that. You know, I'm sure you could hit that three new customers a day target naturally. But all you've got to do is be not robotic about it. Be a person. Have a conversation with you know, a row of houses, and then just let it be. And if people come onto your road, fantastic. And these things will take time. But yeah, just have a conversation. Have a great day, peeps. Keep on keeping on. And as per usual, I shall see you in the next video. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe. Usual stuff. But yeah, have a good one, peeps. See you in a bit.